Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It is February 29th, the day that does not exist. This is the SIG Network regular meeting, and as usual, we're covered by the Code of Conduct in CNCF, which boils down to don't be a jerk, so please don't be a jerk. I don't recall the last time we had a problem with this, but gotta say it anyway. Let's start with triage. So I will start with sharing. Give me a moment. Share a window. How's that? Everybody can see this? Yes? Cool. All right. Fresh bug from yesterday, so I have not looked at this. Inconsistent behavior disabling health check server and metric server. I'm shocked there are bugs lurking around the bind address logic. Shocked.
Just send this to me if you want.
You got it. That was Dan?
Yeah.
Sorry. Too few words to do a voice match. Thank you. Bind address parameter of kubeproxy's computers IP60 IP address metrics. Yes. Didn't we have a dupe of this? Wasn't this an issue that we talked about last time or something?
It was the last time was the health check, no, right? The
Yes.
no more health check that was listening for one family and not for the other. That's
But
what
it seems like the same issue. Is that right? Just can somebody take this and
assign to me? Yeah, I'll take it.
Awesome, thank you. Admin to set default bandwidth limit per port network interface. Oh, for a container in a pod. Bandwidth limiting again. Should be supported by resource quota. Well, that's interesting. You know what? I'll take this one and I will respond to it because I still have thoughts and I'll cross-link it to the QoS stuff. Next, service is not deleting endpoint and endpoint slice when I do the update without a selector.
This is a dupe.
Yeah, this is a dupe. It's an old one, right? And if I recall, we even decided we couldn't fix the old one. I don't remember how we resolved the old one.
I think we decided that there was a reasonable fix, but somebody was going to implement it, but then didn't.
Okay.
Like the reporter.
Can somebody volunteer to find that previous issue and dupe it?
It's I commented in the last. Go down.
Oh, cool.
APR from.
Okay. Flaky tests, GCE master scale correctness.
This is the fallout of the cloud load balancer.
Is the cloud provider?
Right now, we need to, most probably, we don't know. Until we remove all that noise, we are not going to know.
Okay, what do we do with this? Leave it open, come back to it?
Yeah, assign it to me, and I'm aggregating all of this.
Okay.
I need to summarize all the damage that this thing is doing.
This was when we started discussing.
This is I want to talk about this because this is another cloud provider thing, and Dan is in the call that he's more familiar with the node address. I don't know, honestly. The test has some reasoning of, okay, I'm going to schedule some pods in some host name, I'm going to check out the host name, and I'm going to expect the pod to answer with the host name. The problem is that this job uses hostname override on Kubernetes for reasons. I don't know why. And hostname override use an IP. And then in one place, I think that in the label, it cascades the IP, not the hostname. But if the node status addresses hostname, you have the hostname. So it's totally complex to reason about this. And when I went to the behavior of hostname override, the only thing that I saw is that the kubelet to register the node use that name or I cannot remember, but I feel that I don't know if why this feature was added, and I don't know if it's longer the case that we need the hostname override, but right now it's totally random how this works. So I don't know if any of you knows about the hostname override.
I don't remember exactly why it came in. I think it was in places where we didn't know what the name was going to be. There was no cloud control plane or something. I did try a long time ago to break the association that the host name and the node name had to be the same thing. And I utterly failed. Like this was before, I'm sure it's worse now. I tried decoupling it and adding a like VM name field or something to the node. So the node could be called foo and the VM could be called bar. Everything broke. Everything broke, and I couldn't do it, and I gave up on it.
The other important thing is that with cloud providers external, right? We are in beta. This is even more complex because in theory, Kubernetes is not owner of the node object, right? It hands over to the cloud provider. And this right now, this relation is totally, I wouldn't say broken because it's working, but there are a lot of inconsistencies, right? Kubernetes grew one way and the cloud provider external didn't catch up. So right now they are not aligned. And this behavior is an example. I really don't know what should be there, but following the flag of hostname override, I don't understand what does it do, what is doing.
Okay. So we have a comment here. This bug's in it's open. We're not triaging it accepted yet because we don't know what's going on. I hoped that it would be a simple one like, well, we should just go fix the test to parse the host name out, but no, it's not.
No. I don't want so because the test I was checking and the test mimics an user a common workflow of a person. The test is doing that. So and having a flag and external cloud provider that do things that you are not able to reason. I mean, if you have hostname override, I expect to hostname override all the hostnames in the node object, not only the label, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if this is breaking this test, every single person doing things with hostname is going to be broken when they use hostname override. So I think that we should come up with at least a documented way of doing this.
Okay. I'll leave it open. I will look at it if I get a few minutes because I think it's interesting, but I'm not going to get a few minutes probably this week or next. Okay. Node resources oh, yes, this one. Do we have any updates here? I know, Antonio, you've been paying attention to this.
Yeah, there is an update. I went yesterday to cloud provider because and was Bridget, I don't know, Bridget is not attending. We found out that there is no reviewers and approvers on cloud provider. So I asked them to get me more power, at least to get the cherry picks in because they have their own repo. But if you are interested in contributing, there is a SIG that needs help with reviewers and approvers, and you should go there. They are going to work on trying to fix that, but right now the problem is that the SIG doesn't have reviewers and approvers.
Okay. All right, we'll leave this open for the moment then. It's 15 now, so let's stop and turn to the rest of the agenda. And what's next on the agenda is 29th. Bowie, are you here? Oh, that was just the topic we were talking about. Okay. Next topic then is KubeCon is 2 weeks from now. It will be the last meeting for this before KubeCon. KubeCon being in 3 weeks, shall we have a get together like we usually do for all those folks who are going to find themselves in Paris? Anybody wants to volunteer to coordinate? Basically just pick a place and send an email. Anybody? All right, I'll throw it on my list.
Where is Andrew? Where is Andrew?
Yeah, where's Stoikos? I'll send a note to the list asking maybe if anybody wants to try to coordinate it, but otherwise I'll just pick a place in a day and we'll have lunch. Looks like that's it. Actually, we don't really have a whole lot of agenda. Anybody have other things they want to talk about? I apologize to all the PRs that I have not yet looked at, with code freeze coming in, what, 9 days? That's where all the attendees.
I do.
Go.
I have been a while for a bit because I got dragged in some stuff for it, quote unquote. I am coming back and I have locked down some significant time for this. So if you have PRs, right, you want me to look at, KIPs, do you want me to look at? I have probably 2 days a week for at least the next 4 weeks. This is something I locked down. So
Excellent.
just pass them, all right? Use me, essentially, because I don't know what to look at. It had been a bit too long for me to know where the priority is.
If you have time today, I know Gaurav has a PR for topology routing, another one, the fifth attempt at topology routing. I have not had a chance to look at it yet, but Antonio looked at it. Gaurav, can you send Cal a link?
Yeah, sure.
Just put it on chat.
I'll do that.
Yeah, post it on the chat here. The other KEPs that I'm personally tracking are outside of network. So there.
If you need help with that and you think I can add value, sure. If you don't, then...
I mean, the biggest...
Are they going to make me happy or sad?
They're going to make you sad.
I say yes.
Of course they're going to make you sad, Cal. But they are an opportunity for us to improve the system in a way that makes future us happier. Yeah, no, the problem is it's more and more of the KEPs that I'm seeing are of the form like add one flag or add one field. And it's so complicated to add one field because of the validation and gates and testing and plumbing the logic for the, and old version not used sort of logic around. I feel like there's an opportunity to fix some of the scaffolding to make that easier. But I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Send them my way, and I know I'm gonna regret this as usual, but yeah.
All right. Sure. I'll tag you as I look at PRs a little bit later today. Okay. Anybody else? Hot topics? Things they want to talk about? No? Okay. If everybody's okay, rather than do more triage, I have lots of KEPs to read, lots of PRs to read. I would love to just take the half hour back and go do that. Okay. So say we all. All right. I will stop the recording here. Thanks everybody for your time today.